What's going on, everybody? I am Professor Crypto Banana, and man, am I so excited to share with you the things I figured out. I did some more research, I put together more puzzle pieces, so I can't wait to share it with you guys and get your thoughts as well. But before we get started, I have to let you know I am not a financial advisor. If you listen to anything that I say, you're going to lose your house, your mama house. It's going to be real bad. So this is just for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, yada, yada, yada. You get the spiel. So I also have to say that I'm not a crypto expert. I'm not an OG. I got into the space maybe a year ago. I'm picking up information, learning, and just deciding to share and go along this journey with me. So with that being said, class is now in session, so let's get it. All right, let's take a look at the prices, the charts. And you can see that, yeah, Bitcoin was doing well, and then it cooled off a bit, and it's kind of holding steady. Where are all these purple lines, Professor? Trend lines, and they're not even well done. They're just me having fun, doing little experiments, playing it out, find my own system. So that's always something that comes from investment side, where they believe that you can get an edge and you can use certain indicators to help you navigate it and understand where your positions that you want to enter, leave, and what's the sentiment, all that good stuff. So whenever you see that, don't be scared. It's just me having fun. Sometimes they actually do help out. So anyways, moving forward, let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin typically leads the pack, right? And one person I like to follow on Twitter, his name is Jordan Lindsay, and he's with Conquering the Markets. And with any financial person that does technical analysis, you don't want to take their word 100%. You want to look around, get an idea. But I do like the ideas that he throws out there and his models, and particularly this one gives somewhat of a guide. It shows that obviously with Bitcoin there's a every 4 years roughly there's a halving, and that's a fancy way of saying there's a supply shock, and it just causes things to go build up, parabolic up, with then a huge crash. So it's always good to have that perspective. Will that happen this time? Who knows? But right now he's just tracking it along, seeing where it goes, and it gives some good clarity. My personal strategy is that I'm going to keep on investing until there's a reason to sell. And it's not because it's dropping down low in price. No, I'd be even, well, I wouldn't be thrilled, but I would still be accumulating. It's when it goes off to such an insane amount of money that everybody's FOMOing in, where people are willing to pay way more. It's too fast of growth. You say, all right, you want it that bad? Here you go. And then that it's unsustainable. People regret what they did, and they see it going down, and people panic sell. And there's a whole Wall Street cheat sheet that you should take a look at. You know what? This is a long time coming. Wall Street cheat sheet. Boom. So this is pretty much what they're predicting, is that you go up into the build up, and then there's that euphoria stage, and then you try to test it again because you're like, it just cooled off. It was an overreaction. But then it's like, nope, can't be sustained, and then people move on. They're bored of it. They say, this is a complete disaster, and then you restart. So learn something new every day. Eh? Here, the idea is that we did have that major boost. As you remember, back in May, we had a major drop, and now we've just accomplished wave 1, having a cool off. Soon will be a wave 2, and then maybe we'll have that peak. He's estimating December, end of this year, December, have that blow off top where you sell off and wait for the bear market to hit its low and then try to get back in. So very interesting. Again, come up with your own strategy as to how to go about it, but I'll leave a link if you guys want to follow him. All right. So I was so hyped at the beginning, and then I talk about prices. What's the big news? So I dropped down to you guys DegenGang. It's an NFT project where you can do some virtual reality, maybe get into some bar fights, as a mini game, play to earn. And they went live, and honestly, the minting supply, not the greatest. Just going to call it like it is, 1,557. You're always trying to see those sell out, right? Because of the demand so high, and then you go to OpenSea, and then it's higher floor on the price, and then you get all pumped. Well, it's been out for already a few days, and 7,000 is the limit, and it's at 1,557. So that doesn't make sense. Why am I super excited now as opposed to just regular excited? Well, these two announcements. One, BitBoy Crypto. Now, if you don't know who he is, you probably should. He's probably been talking a lot about Bitcoin earlier in the day, and he's got a huge following. In fact, 1.26 million. And DegenGang was able to secure a feature portion on his show. That is monstrous in terms of marketing and pushing. Because, yeah, he can push out a few projects, but regardless, with that amount of attention, that is huge. Huge. So be on the lookout for that September 29th. Now, my hope is that BitBoy Crypto, his team, whatever it may be, is able to dive deeper and really understand the potential of this project. Brings me up to point number 2, is that they're working with Netvrk, which is more of the metaverse virtual reality. And in my previous video, I mentioned as to why that is huge. Now, we all probably heard of Decentraland and what they're trying to do. I haven't personally looked at it. I just heard that name. I know you can buy some land. But I think what Netvrk is trying to do is something really special. I did some more investigating last night, and I'll show you. See, it's the Twitter page. They're not really informing the public as much as I would like them to. I feel like they could do such a better job and show its potential. Because when you look at this, you see, okay, certain things are sold out, something about a metaverse, okay, some partnerships, virtual reality, yada yada. What makes it so special? Well, it took me a little bit, but I found a YouTube video, and it just paints it out so much better. So the concept, I'll let it play and go over certain points. I have it on mute. I'll drop the link. But this just shows that you have certain land, right? Virtual reality, you got your own plot of land. So you can build your own buildings, have certain items, and whatnot. And it's going to be open for people to purchase the land. And then they're backed by the Netvrk token. And I think what they're trying to do with that is, in order to purchase land, you have to do it with the Netvrk token. And also, if you want to build on it, such as buildings and certain items to throw on the land to develop it, has to be through a marketplace. So it'll be built using you'll purchase it with the Netvrk tokens off of the marketplace and take on this kind of like grand view, look above, and design it however you like. And right now it's showing all the different landscapes that you can do, backgrounds, and there's, amongst the younger generation, really young, it's called Minecraft. It's the idea that you can like build blocks, harvest, and just essentially create. It's like a online Lego system. And what they're doing right now is with virtual reality is that if you got the headset, you can construct and manipulate the land as you're seeing right now. That's crazy. So then they're pushing it even further. So that's the marketplace where you can probably buy your building and just like slam it down right there, boom, and then this is kind of like the more grand builder aspect, and then you can go on a micro level and go in. And one of the major selling points is for game development. They say you can actually build games on these plots of land. So you can have a crypto project come in, say like, hey, we want to have this kind of virtual reality space. We also want to like build a game in there as well, but it takes a lot of time, takes development team, takes resources. So in the normal way is you would probably go to a gaming studio, and it gets very competitive, and the funding, but with this, minimal cost, and it's very intuitive, supposedly, where you can construct it, as you can see right here, so that you don't need that upfront cost, you don't need the experience, you just very, very easy to understand. So that is, wow. It's not just like, oh, hey, we're coming up with this. It's like you can see they got some stuff to show for it. I don't know if obviously it's probably not released yet, their alpha stage, but it shows how you can interact with some of the items as well. So then think about it from a business perspective. Nike comes along, says, okay, we show you on our website the shoe. You can do a 3D image and try to like spin it. But what if you go into their virtual reality store? Somebody shows up, it's like, oh, hey, you want these shoes? Boom. Okay, I'll show you. I'll talk to you about it. You got your clothes on, and you're trying to take a look at it, see if it fits on your feet. Boom. That's for business, right? So you got you got so much. You got crypto projects that'll probably want to come in, game developers, and the whole economy that can revolve around it. Regular businesses. You can buy the land, sell the land, even rent it out. They're even talking about ad space, meaning you want to advertise on something. So let's go into another thing that caught my eye. Oh no, I deleted it. But let me just scroll. I'll find it for you. So yeah, you can take a look and see like, whoa, you can build these type of cities. And right now they are selling the land through private sale, through these launch pads. So there are certain crypto projects that specialize in helping out projects get started and funded. If you're in the US, you can't invest into these. It sucks because I saw so many great deals and I'm just like, no, and then it comes out on public sale and everybody gets hyped and then you get that huge pump and then the drop and then you're left kind of feeling, should I stay here or should I not? But private investing, that's a whole different aspect. But yeah, if you're in the US, you can't do it, which is so unfortunate. But it's also a good way to scope out some projects ahead of time and really do your research, and that's why I'm coming to you guys with this. And this is the type of land. So if you've ever played, what was it, Eve? There's certain games out there that they have their own economy in it, where you build and you can purchase land that people have value in it. The amount of a house. I remember they were doing like civil wars, and sometimes if you lose your ship, which is the equivalent of a house, like it's gone. And there was some struggles in between and some conflict between certain groups, and I think it was like peaceful for a time, but then one time they just completely. It's crazy, but it's hilarious, fun, entertaining. So people really get serious about this, and certain places, plots of land will probably have more value, maybe by the beach, the epics, so meaning bigger plot of land. So I showed you already the bigger section in that one previous screenshot. I think the standard small one that's going out on the private sale now is like $750 worth. So, but ooh, huge potential. And shortly after doing my video yesterday, what happened? Alex Becker, he's more of a crypto guy into that looks at gaming projects and whatnot. He did a video on it. I have no idea what that's all referring to, but let's see here. He was mentioning it here and did a video as well. So it just shows you the power. And then how does that tie into DegenGang? They're one of the first, at least from what I can tell, one of the first to try to network with them and capitalize on it. So you got BitBoy Crypto, you got Netvrk doing crazy things with virtual reality and different lands, and probably going to do multi-chain, because that's where we're going right now. Is there's a lot of blockchains out there and they're trying to bridge it over, because you got assets in one, why have it locked there? You'd want to be able to go to different places, and it's just the future of where crypto is going, is being able to bridge between different blockchains. So if you got some assets on Ethereum, well then can you easily convert it over to, let's say, Avalanche, to Cardano, to all these other blockchains that are quicker, and just all connect the assets. It's happening, and it's exciting to see. But then likewise, so where was I going with that? With Netvrk, so you can actually maybe have different crypto projects come in from the different sides. So in my example yesterday is you buy a t-shirt from Walmart. Well, you can't expect to go return it at Target. They're going to say go to Walmart. But what if it's a t-shirt that is, good packaging, it's a brand that everybody knows. So you go to Target and say, hey, can you, give me some dollars for this at a reduced, or just kind of return it here. They'll say like, oh yeah, sure, we know about it. We'll take it and we'll be able to sell it, no problem. Now, is that store policy? No, but it's just an example that I'm painting. So you got that BitBoy Crypto and Netvrk. It's all coming together. It's insane. So at this point in time right now, I like documenting. Because who knows, maybe in a year, 2 years, 5 years, this is going to be huge. And knock on wood, I can always be like, hey, take a look, guys. I was already calling it out for you. So currently, there are 5,400 holders. The price is $2.24. And when you take a look at coin market cap, let's see what this bad boy's rocking. Hold up. Too many bookmarks, too much stuff to look at. Look for that. And then we do NTV. Yes, you. So it got released back in, let's see here, May 23rd. Now, time of recording, September 17th, kind of holding. They're selling out the land on the projects that are for private sale, and they're selling out fast. Let's see here. Yeah, sold out. Partnering with another, launcher project. Bondly, another one. So they're selling out. I'll be looking at OpenSea, hoping to get some funds. But all right, you guys got enough of that. I hear you. So what else can we talk about? Let me close out some of these tabs. So another one that I'm excited about is Fantom. Fantom is actually a blockchain, so similar to Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana. It is one that, let me pop over here. It's actually a top 50 coin right now. And as a blockchain, it is super fast, like extremely fast, and cheap fees. So the next question is, well, which one do you pick? You have Solana, that is broadcasting the same thing. You got Polygon, which you can bridge over your Ethereum assets and probably bridge on over. You got Avalanche, that's starting up. What makes Fantom special in my eyes? Valid question. Number one, it's really compatible with Ethereum. It's EVM. I have to do more research on that, but I think it makes it like really easy to convert. In fact, this guy right here, he's just adored by the Fantom community, and he's a developer. He helped make some major Yearn Finance, which is a top 100 coin, and maybe did some revolutionary things in terms of the crypto realm, how we do financing with the DeFi. And as of right now, he's programming a Dungeons and Dragons type of game. He, instead of waiting years and years for the game to develop and then play, he did the complete opposite approach. He said, F it, I'm just going to write it, the code. You're not going to see any visuals. In fact, this is going to be so bare bone. You got to go to Fantom Scan, interact with the contract, and manually type in like, okay, and that is deep in the woods. Not too bad once you know. There's some pretty good guides out there. But that's what he started, and people following, I gotta make sure I say his name right. Andre Cronje. I'll leave a link to him as well. People are following him, and with this game, and then people are aping in, and they're saying, hey, I want to help, I want to contribute. So now they're bringing out the UI for it, so you can go to a website and interact. And every action that you take with a character, let's say, is to go on an adventure and level up. Well, that is you interacting with the contract, so you have to pay the gas fee. You say that to somebody on the Ethereum side, $60, $100 to interact with the contract. It's ugh. Well, with this, it's only a cent, 5 cents, and it's done within a second. So then all of a sudden, you ever play those games where you like click and then your character moves, and then you click, your character moves? Now it's not going to be that bad, but it's more of like an interaction. Like, okay, do you want to fight this monster? Yes, click, boom, 5 cents, boom. So people are already getting in on it, leveling up. You can even have artists that will draw the artwork for it as an NFT and then sell it. So if you're in the game, you're collecting all these items, you can like level up your character, you can sell off your character. It's got a lot of potential. So this guy knows his stuff, and he's probably works with the Fantom group as well. Again, top 50, and it just brings such new ways on how to interact, because you can't really do that on Ethereum. You can't constantly be interacting with the contract unless you're a millionaire. But when you're able to do it from this standpoint, that's crazy. In addition, he helped develop a bridge of NFTs from Ethereum to Fantom. I'm not really aware of anybody else that was able to do that, or any other project that is offering it, but that is huge. I'm trying to scroll through. It would have been nice if I had it for y'all, but it do be like that sometimes. So you can just see right here how much this is growing. So one thing, I'll talk about the bad things that I don't like about Fantom. So there's a lot of things I do think is great. The community is awesome. It has a lot of liquidity right there, just hanging out there. And why is that? Because Fantom, the foundation behind it, is pretty much begging for developers to come on their ecosystem and develop. Look at Ethereum, a lot of projects, a lot of money hanging out there. You look at, Cardano's now trying to do that. But Fantom, it's like, okay, are developers coming over? And they're just trying to incentivize. So I believe they went from outsider investors to get 370 million Fantom, which is probably now the equivalent of 300 million, and saying, hey, we will incentivize you if you can somehow get money, have investors put in money and lock it in. Us as the foundation will reward such projects. So the idea is like, okay, we're not just going to throw out Fantom to anybody. It's going to be projects are going to get it. So as of right now, the way how I see it is there's the decentralized exchanges all kind of work together, saying, hey, let's make sure we get people invested. Let's not try to compete against each other. Let's actually work together, because then if we all lock the funds, then we all benefit and grow, and we want to see this place grow. Why compete when there's nothing even that much yet to compete over? So I think that's really smart. But now there's also projects that can come in and claim it. And it does take time, right? It probably does take time to develop. So I'm looking back at when this was announced, pumped. Avalanche just did something similar, and they're trying to get developers, which you can say like, oh, Avalanche, or oh, this project's doing better, or this blockchain. With the amount of bridging that is happening, it's almost inevitable. It's not one winner takes all. You're going to see people that can easily put their assets on Fantom, buy some maybe NFTs, or utilize some of the benefits there and just swap it over. In fact, a lot of smart projects are doing just that. They're actually deploying on all different blockchains to get as much of that income as they can. So with Fantom, yeah, you see it was like super chill for a long time. And then all of a sudden, boom. I think this was more around where Bitcoin was pumping and the release of the incentive program, news of that. And then that's where it hit roughly a high of $1.86 roughly, and then due to Bitcoin cooling off, it is at 127. So take it for what it is, but I see major growth. Another small thing, but you always got to think about different angles. Fantom. Everything that they have is more or less related to Halloween stuff. So they have Spooky Swap, which is actually a really great decentralized exchange. It seems cool. Scream. You also have Spirit Swap. So all these are more Halloween based. Well, at the time of recording, what is it, September 16th, 17th? What's coming around the corner? Halloween. You got something that works like Solana. You got a great community. They're not bashing on other projects. They're just saying like, hey, come on in, join the party. And seems to be very Ethereum compatible. They got a leader in Andre who is building games and building bridges, and there are already some bridges with Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. That's how you get onto that blockchain. So I'm looking at it, I'm saying this has got a lot of potential. Even Alex Becker, the one that I referred to earlier, he did hint out at why he's looking at Fantom, and I know what he's trying to say, or At least I'm, how do you say it? You have certain ideas and you're kind of pushing like, oh, because I believe in that. He was vague, so he must be thinking this. I'm not sure. I have my reasons. I'm curious to hear what everybody else's thoughts are. With the NFTs, there hasn't been anything that's major that's super pumping. But these guys, these guys may have done it. So if you're considering Fantom being a blockchain that can really grow and have a good following base, you want to look at something that is, kind of like the OG, the original, the thing that really started to make it pop. Portalheads. So I was talking about bridging before. Maybe it's something tied into that. I need to go on their Discord. I need to investigate this further. But they made the hype real. They really boosted up the hype. They got some of the major players out here in the Fantom world to join in. So Fantom Alerts, he's a guy that does, I think he's really passionate about it. He does YouTube videos. He's probably going to be the go-to guy. Really responsive, seems to be nice. I check out. I can post up a link to his YouTube channel, so you can get a better feel. And so he's always active on Twitter, dropping down hints, not even hints, just straight up saying like, hey, this is going to be great. I think this is going to be great. You got the Fantom Foundation, you got other people. So again, they're very out there showing, and they'll back up the support. They know the developers on certain projects and say, yes, this one, you can't go wrong, or it's got a better chance of succeeding. And they're currently backing this up. So Portalheads, what the hell is it? Okay. They came out just recently, just joined probably a few days ago, saying, yeah, y'all better be ready for this. This is going to be great. Oh, nomadic inter-blockchain misfits, saying their destination on Fantom. So Andre, he has that bridge. Maybe this is something tied into that. And I already told you that he has a huge following. So you got people following Andre. You got people who are big into the Fantom blockchain looking at this. And they didn't even release anything. They didn't really say anything. They just said this is the concept. Just dropped down the Discord server today. Probably it is relating to NFTs. So I think this is going to be the first big pump on the blockchain. I'm excited. I'm very interested. And when there's hype, you're just hyped. You're like, I don't know what's happening, but it looks really cool. And you want to get in on it. And that when you can capitalize on that type of emotion from people, it becomes almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, how does a project really grow? So you got to have community and people that believe in it. Okay, well, how do you do that? You have to drop down something of utility and also hype. The more people you have in there that are passionate about it, they draw in more people, and more people get passionate and hype. So if you have something that's pretty decent in terms of a use case, again, we talk about bridging, could be super, super interesting. So keep that on your radar for sure. It's got 1,400 followers roughly, so keep an eye out on that. I have no idea how long I've been talking. Hopefully you got some value from it. If not, I enjoyed myself. So I say class is dismissed. I'll see you in the next lecture. See you guys.